Okay, so yesterday we finally got the update for Naruto Storm Connections. We got the 1.3 update, and a lot of things have changed. Just like in the past update, when a lot of things changed, a lot of metas sort of switched over to something else. The same thing goes for this update. There's a lot of new meta, a lot of meta going out the window. There's a lot of changes going on, and as you can see from the patch notes on screen, they did a lot. But there are a few main things that I wanted to talk about, and we'll sort of sum all of that up into a category, right? So just to get that out of the way, they did a lot of like defense and attack power increases and decreases to a couple characters, in particularly Gaara, adult Gaara. And they also did a lot of jutsu manipulating and stuff like that I'm going to get into now. Up until now, I thought there was no hope for connections, right? I thought, honestly, I was getting tired of playing because I felt like Bandai and CC2 were only sort of catering, for lack of a better word, to one side of the fan group. And that was the people who enjoy playing meta with flashy moves and stuff like that. And not the people who enjoy playing in a skillful based, like, competitive style. That's what I truly felt like, because up until now, they've never really released a character that was DLC. They've really released characters that should have already been in the game. For example, Ishiki and Jigen, they should have been in the game already. They are Boruto characters. They are main villains in the Boruto anime. But people like Kurenai, we have been begging for people like Kurenai for so long. So long we wanted people like Kurenai in the game. We've had mods for these people since Storm 2 days. It's like we have finally gotten something that feels like it's worth our money. And in my personal opinion, I think that there's going to be a negative side to it too. A lot of people aren't going to like it. They feel like they're not going to get their money's worth because this character isn't, again, opinionated, a pay-to-win character. But it is what it is. I feel like, personally, I'm finally getting something that I asked for in this game. You know what I mean? Something that I've wanted. A character that feels like it's worth my money. And it's not just a pull for money in general. But anyways, getting into the actual patch itself. Like I said, a lot of things changed. And I wanted to start by talking about Madara, right? Because this, in my opinion, is one of the most important things. And you might miss it if you don't really look. So it says here, raise the priority of ninjutsu 1 instantaneous path. Now, underneath that is the important part, right? Because yes, okay, you raised the priority, so you made the jutsu stronger than other jutsu and whatever. But what's important is that it describes what priority is, right? So priority is an indicator that determines which of the two attacks will win when it collides. That is the important part, because this is Bandai or CC2 again, whoever does the mechanics, like expressing the feature that is priority, right? Like when you do a jutsu, say I do an Inferno style fireball, and then somebody else does a regular fireball, the Inferno style takes over because it has a higher priority, right? That's what priority is. They are finally explaining what priority is in their own words, which is super, super important. They have this problem with putting mechanics in the game and not fully admitting or talking about them being in the game. And there are a lot of them. The team switch, you know, when you jump in the air, hit, and then dash, there's like a super dash that you get. It's called the super dash. So there's the team switch, the super dash, the priority indicator, all this good stuff that they just don't tell you about, right? They have a knack for doing this. They love doing it for some reason. But they are finally here, not only admitting that this is a feature that they put in the game on purpose, but what it's called. And that is super important. So priority is going to be something that people should be definitely practicing with and taking into consideration when playing games from now on. If you didn't already, because I did, but just in case. And to move on to the next point. And sorry for my mouse clicking. I'm also going through this together. The next important thing, second most important thing on my list in this patch, in this list of updates and whatever that they did in this patch, is going to be Hagoromo Otsutsuki. So you can see here, they shortened the duration of his hitbox for ninjutsu number 1, Divine Thunder, and they decreased the recovery speed. So just to sort of sum this up for people who don't really speak Bandai, they made it so that the hitbox isn't going to last as long, right? So in theory, you shouldn't have to sub multiple times from this jutsu anymore. You shouldn't have to sub it more than once. You should be able to get out of it after the first sub. And then, or possibly the first sub. Maybe it's 2 now, who knows. But then they decrease the recovery speed when activating as a support. Now, that obviously is self-explanatory. If you use him as a support and you call him out, he's going to take longer to come back than previous because they're aware that he's so powerful. So that is also them acknowledging that they know how powerful this is in the game. That is another big thing that I wanted to get out of the way. So Bandai is listening to us, people. Just they're not everything, but they are taking into consideration some things. Alright, then you have the next, and there's one more thing I wanted to go over after this, but this is sort of like the next most important thing on the list in terms of, like I said, importance. They made unblockable jutsus more prevalent. And what I mean by that is, obviously Sasuke's Chidori, PTS Sasuke's Chidori is now unblockable. And the reason why I say that it makes unblockable jutsus more prevalent is because I feel like this is just them putting their foot in the water. You can obviously tell just from using it that they did a lot of balancing to this right off the bat. They tested this. They wanted to make sure that this thing worked without being too broken. This is something that they want to do. So I feel like this is them testing the waters with unblockable jutsu to be able to just add them to the game in general and particularly in future characters, or maybe even overhaul some other characters, because a lot of these updates that they're putting out are having effects on not only the new characters but also previous characters like PTS Sasuke, who's been out since the beginning, right? So I feel like that's definitely kind of the direction that they're going in. And the final thing that I wanted to talk about, which I love that they're even still touching on older characters, because I did not expect them to keep touching on older characters. This is a big smile on my face right now, because just in general, in my head, just to know that they are listening and they are working on older characters too, not just the new metas and stuff like that. So the next one was Sasuke, Taka Sasuke. His air combo now results in a blowout, so you can chakra dash after his air combo, which is awesome, because now Taka Sasuke, I feel like, is really known for his comboing, especially from previous Storm games. So to be able to link together multiple combo into an Amaterasu, it just feels good. You know what I mean? Especially as Sasuke. So I'm super happy to see them working on him, especially because he's obviously my most used character. Not Taka Sasuke, but Sasuke in general is my most used. So to see them working on his adult version is very, very awesome. They did some work to his 5 Kage summit, but nothing of importance. Same thing for the first Hokage, nothing of really importance. Nothing else that really stood out to me other than what we just went over. So let me know what you guys think about this update in the comments, and let me know if I missed anything really important. I think that was all of the super, super important stuff, and I gave my opinion on it all. Also, if you guys didn't know, not only did Kurenai and Asuma get a new ultimate jutsu, but so did Ashura, Hashirama, and Naruto, and it is awesome. So definitely go look at that. It is a beautiful ultimate jutsu. You guys will not regret it, and I will catch you guys in the next one. I love you. Peace out, guys. Bye.